This is the HAK907 Quadcopter. This quadcopter is the smaller of two versions that is sold by HAK Toys. This particular model was given for the purpose of product evaluation, and it has proven to be quite a wonderful performer and certainly a great gift for any RC enthusiast in your family. I personally rated the flight characteristics of this machine right at the top. I've crashed it while learning at least 20 times. As you can see, there's nothing broken. It's not even dented. It's not even scratched. This thing's been in trees. It's been in deep woods like that several times, and that is full of briars and all kinds of nasty stuff. But I've learned how to fly it, and boy, does it fly great. Matter of fact, you can even do some stunts with it. As you can see, looking at this, there is the controller. Now, this controller has a little antenna sticking out of it. Don't worry about that. It doesn't do anything. It's just there for make you feel like you got an antenna. The actual antenna is a coil inside, because this is a 2.4 gigahertz unit, and it does not need an antenna sticking out. You can fold it down, stand it up, snap it off. It don't matter. It'll still fly. On the quadcopter itself, you can see the wiring has been disconnected. That's to keep from burning my battery up while I'm doing this video, but it'll be reconnected shortly. You can see just a tiny amount of wear on that prop tip. That's the wear after at least 20 flights. And that's from going into the trees and things of that nature, but nothing else damaged at all. As you can see, this quadcopter is in excellent condition, ready to fly, and doing great. The only thing you really have to worry about on this particular machine, and really anything with these lithium polymer batteries, these things don't have any kind of regulation circuit on the battery charger, and they will overcharge. So you do want to honor the requirement of 1 to 2 hours maximum. If you don't and you overcharge it, had that experience too, you can plug it in and turn on your remote control, and then you will have to go through several oscillations of your power switch there in the middle, and some gyrations, I would say, up and down on this left-hand control, but eventually the copter will respond and it'll fly normally again, provided you didn't ruin the battery. When looking at the bottom side of this copter, you can see that there is a camera installed. That does not come with it. This particular model had to have a camera added to it. That's about $28 for the camera. It does really good videos, and you'll see that shortly if I can get these two videos to combine. You can see the bottom is very simple. There's some gear drives on there, but the gear drives are protected pretty nicely, and all of them have survived, even one blade being held still by a branch, and it did not ruin it or strip the gears. A lot of people have written some great reviews on this quadcopter. I'm here to tell you that it definitely can withstand your child. I'd say probably, 11-year-old used to handling the airplanes on U-control could probably learn this easily. A 13-year-old certainly would be able to handle this machine. If you look at the top of the box, it tells you a few things about it. You can see that this has a little loop function right there on the bottom there in the middle. Loop function is just a button on the control. It works great. You can also kill the throttle in mid-flight when it's looping, and it'll drop like a rock, nice and steady. Take a fantastic video, and when you power back up on the left side control, it will flip right back over and be stable again. Pretty amazing stuff. You can also see that they say that it can do video recording. Well, this box does not have the camera in it when you get it. You have to buy the camera. And then it tells you how many batteries you're going to need. It's got a lithium polymer battery in it, 6-axis gyroscope. That does not mean it'll hold position, but it does mean it's very stable. And it's got a pretty bright LED. Indoor flight, 30% power on the power switch. It's got a power switch that goes 30, 60, 100. If you go to 100, you will lose control of this helicopter. At 100%, when you go right or left, it'll stay right or left, and you will not get control back until you drop your throttle and bring it back up. That's pretty important. Make sure you get that. You have to drop your left-hand throttle and bring it back up before it'll reset. That is not a fault in the machine. It's just that 100% power, it thinks it's doing loops. So all you got to do is remember those couple of things. If you do that and keep your cool, you can do a lot with it. As far as the controls, here's what you're getting. When you power this machine up and you use this control, you've got a power switch in the middle. You've got trim switches for all of your positioning. Those little black buttons are the trim switches. I'd suggest leaving those alone unless you absolutely have to use them. The way you set them is to start with a very gentle throttle, let it lift, see which way it drifts, and then to compensate and get that to where it's pretty stable and you'll be okay. The power switch I mentioned is right here. Notice it's got 30, 60, 100. You can't really read it very well. That's what's written above it, and it says speed next to it on the right. If you look at the controls themselves, this control on the left gives you your throttle up and down. Left and right rotate the quadcopter. That's real important for your videos. You got a blue and red LED blinking up there in the air. You got orange props, but you can't see the orange props very well. They're spinning like crazy. So when it gets up high, you just have to look for that LED, and you can rotate it and get a really good panoramic shot. It's especially cool rotating that while it's falling. It's a little hard to do unless you give it some power, and then it tends to flip back over. This control gives you your right and your left, your forward and your reverse. Right and left, of course, move it right or left. Forward and reverse, up and down. And on the top of the machine, you've got your flip button. That is the flip button right there on that right side. On the left side, you've got your video on off. It's tempting to touch this while you're flying. When you start to fly, let me power this guy up and show you. Powering up is just hooking up those two leads. Notice the LED blinking, okay? I'm gonna leave it upside down for just a moment. Notice there's a LED blinking on the video camera. If I go to power on the controller, notice it goes green. Now, when I want to do a video, you must ensure that that LED turns red. If it's not blinking red, you're not making a video. When you finally finish making your video, it should still be blinking red. And before you power down, before you hit that switch in the middle down here, before that, you must hit this video switch and confirm, I'm going to show you, and confirm that the camera switches back to the green. So red blinking is video on, and you must not power down until you've pushed this back to video off. Now you can power down the controller and everything's okay. I'm powering off the controller, and there will be no problem with that video. It'll be a good video. If I don't do it that way, what happens is the video is corrupted. You'll get nothing. You wasted the flight, unless you just like flying and you didn't care about the video. So that's it for this part of the video. I'm Reese. I've evaluated this machine myself. Yes, it was given to me for review. No, I was not easy on them because of that. They did a great job in this copter, and it's very much worth the money that is spent to purchase it. It is a fine machine, and certainly worthy of the very inexpensive amount of money it costs. Put a camera on it, you're adding 30 bucks or 25 bucks, 30 bucks, but you're getting a lot more function and a lot of fun to be able to look at what this can see. So HAK Toys, HAK907, excellent present, excellent gift for yourself or someone else who likes to maybe handle a little bit of RC time. It's really a lot of fun. Winds, let me say one last thing before I get off here. You're going to want to be in 3 to 5 mile-an-hour winds at most. It controls well, but you'll need to be at 60% power if you're outside flying in any kind of wind at all. Inside, you're going to need to be at 30% power, and it's still going to be very difficult to control because it's so powerful. So with that said, have a great time. Enjoy your HAK907, and hopefully someone in your family is getting one of these for Christmas. It is a blast. I've really, really enjoyed this. Thank you. God bless.